What's going on, Tiger Nation? Y'all know who it is. It's your main man, Ken Clark. Down here in the Big Easy again, 2025 HBCU Legacy Bowl. And of course, I'm sitting down with the 2024 SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, Jackson State Tiger, best running back in the nation, Mr. Mulligan. What's up, bro? Good to see you, man.
What's going on, boss? Nice to be here.
Man, you got it, man. I had to sit down with you, had to come see you. We do this all the time, every year, HBCU Legacy Bowl. We want to come see our Tigers. We want to come support y'all. But we got to always sit down and give you a chance to talk to Tiger Nation and really just, away from the cameras. And I know you've done a lot of interviews. You started with the Combine. Now you're in practice right now. You're midweek, you're mid-stride. Tell us, man, how has the week been for you thus far?
Honestly, the week has been, it's what it was supposed to be. It's a blessing. The HBCU Combine is a chance to get, a lot of exposure for HBCU talent because, like the politics, the critics, they feel like HBCU guys can't produce NFL talent, which, the history shows it, but I guess it's a thing, with our culture, you got to keep putting it in their face. So, of course, if I'm attach my name to it, I want to be able to, stand up and stand out for everybody else because I know, like, there's a lot of guys out there, HBCU got talent that wasn't here today. They couldn't participate, they couldn't bring everybody here. So, I just want to be able to, be one of those guys that, show out. And that's what we did. I feel like most of the guys that was at the Combine and most of the guys in practice or on both sides of the field, Team Robinson and Team Gaddis, I feel like, we all showed, like, what we were supposed to do.
Yeah. So how does it feel, man, to be down here representing Jackson State? I know we just won a national championship. You had a really big year coming off your, you didn't finish your 23 season, you got injured, and then you started the season off a little banged up, and then you got rolling, man. How does it feel to be down here now representing Tiger Nation, knowing that you're a national champion now, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. I know you guys probably had a chance to talk a little smack, but tell us a little bit about that experience coming down here representing.
Well, the Tiger Nation know me like they know me. They know it wasn't no a little bit of smack talking. All to the coaches. I was going to South Carolina State coaches table. I was like, hey, South Carolina State, y'all remember us? And we had a little laughs about it. Our players, we talk about it every day. Yeah. Even the people we didn't even play in the Celebration Bowl, they still, feel some type of way. So, it was all good laughs and fun. It wasn't nothing, too serious, too crazy, but just still a competitive nature. But to be down here supporting the Tiger Nation, like I said, it's not just me. It's like, I feel like we got the most guys from a HBCU program in this event, in the Combine and in the game. So it's a blessing just for that. But for me to be here, it's definitely amazing because, Tiger Nation took care of me for the last 2 years. So for me to wear that JSU brand and put on and celebrate how I'm supposed to and keep the legacy going from like Walter Payne, Jackie Slater, Rob Brazile, those type of guys. Like I've been mentioning those guys all week. Any interview I did, I was mentioning those guys, and it's important to show on and put up for those guys because, they set the blueprint for us. They set the standard in the ball real high. So I'm still chasing that bar and that standard that they set. And I feel like, it's still a far ways to go, but we getting there. And I feel like, Tiger Nation, the support they gave us and the support we have, it's going to happen.
Let me ask you this. We got 6 coaches, from our coaching staff. Head coach T.C. Taylor, Coach Otis Ridley, Coach Aaron Jackson, Javance Jones, Rip Kirk, and obviously our defensive coordinator, Coach Lorenzo Quinn. How has that been being down here, not only with 6 of your other teammates, but now you got 6 coaches from your coaching staff? How has that been?
Man, like we like to say, wherever city, state we go to, we turn into Jackson, Mississippi. So I'll be honest, like it's a blessing. I feel overly comfortable, overly confident. And I'll be honest, I didn't, use that as my advantage. Like, my coach is coaching here because they coach every kid on the field the same way. Like, I'll be honest, they even a little bit more spicy than they usually be when we at Jackson State. So, I mean, it feels good. It's a blessing just to, be around those guys, see those guys still, knowing that was my last season playing with them. So just to be able to have another week or two with them practicing, playing football, and then this weekend go out there winning, of course, I'm speaking into existence. It's a blessing. So just being along Coach T.C. Taylor and those guys, man, it's just an honor, and I'm just happy, I could continue being a student in the game and learn from them throughout my process. And it's like one of the biggest processes, in my whole career, if not the biggest process. So just for them to keep pouring into me, making sure I'm on my P's and Q's and I'm on point, I'm practicing the way I'm supposed to. You can't ask for a better coach, in a better situation, because a lot of guys wouldn't, believe in you or what should I say, pour into you like they still pouring into me, even though I'm not a part of their program no more. So they still treat me like I'm one of their players. And like I said, man, it's just a blessing to have those guys around.
Yeah. One thing I will say is that once a Tiger, always a Tiger. You're always part of Tiger Nation. One of the things I did get a chance to catch was when you guys got here, y'all got greeted by the New Orleans Jackson State Alumni chapter. They greeted you guys with some bags. Talk about that experience real quick.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't get to see them personally because we had a lot going on, but I still, was grateful, and like you said, they greeted us with some bags. They just left them down there for us because, like I said, they had us running around doing a lot of things. So we still, now we get the chance, I want to say thank you. We definitely needed it. I'm still drinking, my drinks that was in my bag. I'm still eating my snacks late night. So it's a blessing that you still got alumni that, pour into pour into guys like us, like, me, Rob, Evan, all those guys that's a part of this thing. Because I'll be honest, everybody else was jealous. I don't think it was no other team or no other organization that, or alumni organization that, did what they did for us during this time. Because everybody was like, where y'all get those bags from? Where y'all get those bags from? I'm like, hey man, we just shoot, our alumni, they did this for us. So I ain't gonna lie, we can brag a little bit. We got a little bit of swagger. We was the only ones, like I said, got the gift bags. So we national champs, so it's like a lot of things, like, we just still got that Jackson State feeling. So it's just a blessing and honor that, still have a strong alumni that still, give back to us, and we alumni now, so it's going to be our turn, for the years to come.
Yeah. Let's go back real quick. I know we're talking about the Legacy Bowl. I want to get your take, man, it's something we're going to be talking about for quite a while. We won the Celebration Bowl, man. Won the national championship. We took an L in Grambling. And, man, I remember being on that field. You were fired up, man. You were fired up, came to you, and it was the passion. And we didn't lose no more for the rest of the season. In your own words, man, the best way you can describe, how did it feel from going to that moment all the way to the journey, through the journey, all the way to Atlanta, and then finally crossing that, that plateau that we fell short of twice in 21 and 22?
Honestly, I'll be real honest with you. Me personally, I didn't feel bad losing to Grambling because, like I said, I had a lot of passion. I already had the vision in my mind, of how the season was going to go and how I wanted the season to go in my mind. Not just for myself, for the whole organization. So that's where all that passion came from. And I was trying to get the coaches to understand that, but, they got a job too where they got to I wouldn't say please a lot of guys, but it was just a lot of politics going on that time. So they tried to make a lot of guys happy. But I think Grambling was the focus point we needed to lose. So the coaches can wake up, the players can wake up, and we could come to reality like we want to win, We ain't had to please nobody. We ain't had to, make it fair, because then, a lot of those guys that we were trying to please actually had left us. So, we were still fresh early in the season, so it was a lot of stuff that played a part to it. So, a lot of guys had left, and, it kind of woke the coaches up like, dang, we pointed to guys that, never even wanted to be here in the first place. So, after Grambling, we actually became like a team, and that's what we needed. So, I'll be honest, I'm happy we lost to Grambling, because I feel like we never lost to Grambling. We probably wouldn't have won the national championship. So, after that loss, we knew, coming from a losing season previously, and we knew the talent we had, and we knew what we could have did, what we were supposed to do. We felt like we was making those same mistakes. So when we lost to Grambling, it seemed like everything switched around. We was like, okay, we finally got it. Like, we finally go tone in on what's important, like what we really need to do. So that's what happened, honestly, to be honest with you.
Man, that's well said, man. And then you get a chance to, to hoist the trophy. You get 2 touchdowns. How did it feel, man, scoring touchdowns on that big stage on ABC?
I mean, it felt good, but knowing it's my senior year, just leaving with a national championship felt good. Even if I didn't score, I still would have felt like a national champ. But I'll be honest, it really didn't hit me that much yet because, like I said, this process is so fast. I don't really get to enjoy it too much. It's always on to the next thing. So I'll be honest, like scoring in that game, I did my job. That's what I was supposed to do, So to me, I just took it as like it was like another game, even though it's not another game. I took it as if such, But maybe when I get those rings, it'll finally hit me. It'll feel a little different, but it felt no different. The competition level, I felt like it was the same. As you can see, the score told the score told what it was. So I already knew going into the game we was gonna win. So it wasn't no surprise. It wasn't no brainer to me. It was another game, another something we had to get over, and we just finished the right way. And going out as a senior, as a national champ, and if I'm not mistaken, I don't think Jackson State ever won a national championship. If I'm not mistaken.
It was our 4th national championship. But the first time we ever won a game that gave us a national championship. Because, prior to that, you would get voted into this. So I think it was 62. I got to look at my shirt again. 62, what is it, 85? Don't stone me, Tiger Nation. I know 96 and obviously 2024. So I got to get my dates right. But it's 4 times we won a national championship. But the first time we've actually won a game that was the de facto HBCU national championship. So let's fast forward back to the Legacy Bowl. You got a chance to go to the Combine. What were some of the things you wanted to possibly showcase that you didn't get a chance to showcase out here for some of the scouts to see?
Yeah, I just wanted to prove all the politics wrong, man, because that's the one thing I hate about the game, football, any game, period, especially with money involved and things of that nature. Like, people like to, criticize or put their beliefs or opinions on you. So, it's just for me to just go out there, prove them wrong. So every measurement that they said I wasn't gonna get, I got. So I proved them wrong. They said I couldn't catch. I caught every ball that was thrown to me that day. They said I was running 4.7. I ran a 4.51 my first time. Then I ran a 4.46. Even though they got all our measurements and times messed up and wrong out there, but I know in my heart what I did. I still beat the odds. I still beat what they said I was gonna do. So I'm proud. I'm happy. I spoke to over 20-something scouts, so the process been going good, man. I'll be honest. So that was my main thing, just go out there and beat the odds, show them that, I'm gonna do exactly what they said I couldn't do.
Yeah, you just kind of led into one of my other questions. I was gonna ask you how many teams you got a chance to speak with. I'll ask it this way. What is some of the feedback some of the teams and some of the scouts that you've spoken to has given you?
Oh, yeah, they know I'm a lead guy. They know bringing me to, their organization that I can make a big difference, on their team. They know I'm dominant in the run game. They just want to know if I could pass, if I could catch passes, if I could block. So I demonstrated those things. So they know what type of caliber of player I am. They've been giving me buzz all week, scouts smiling at me, talking to me every day. They know me by face, they know me by name. So they treat me as if I'm already in the league. I'm just around. So. I'll be honest, they love me, we have to see when, draft come out, the real true colors. So I ain't gonna really take the, what's going on now. After draft, I'll be more in tune. But
well, this is our formal, we always sit down with our Tigers, so we'll be here all week. But let me ask you this, and as we get ready to close it out, because I know you're tired and everything. What are some things you think maybe would surprise some teams? You get a chance to get an invite or to a camp, or I know you want to get drafted. The next thing would be if you don't get drafted, to get signed a free agent deal. But once you get to that camp and you get ready to lace them up, what are some things you think will be a surprise to some of those teams that maybe they may not know about Herb Mulligan, that player?
Well, I'll be kind of honest with you. I feel like the scouts already know what type of guy I am. Okay. And they already know who I am and know who I am as a player and as a person. So I feel like it ain't gonna be no surprise to them. They'll be like, yep, we was just right about him. That's all it'll be to them. Like, yep, we was right about him. Like, they already know what Jackson State produced and what Jackson State produced. So it ain't gonna be no surprise to them because we've been surprising them. We've been doing, like I said, Walter Payton, Jackie Slater, Robert Brazile. So it's no surprise. You know, even though those guys, it was different times, and it was, you know, still the proof, you know, is in the pudding. Like, so they know what they getting. Like, that's why they work so hard, scouting us and doing this, that, and third. So nothing should be a surprise to them. They know exactly what they're gonna get. It's just that they know I didn't go to Alabama or Clemson or all the political schools, so they know I'm not gonna be a high draft round. But they know I'm the steal of the draft. I'll be honest. Any team pick me up, they know what they're gonna get. They know I'm gonna dominate. They know I'm gonna take over. It's gonna be the same thing, you know. So it ain't gonna be no surprise. They know exactly what they get.
There you go, man. I love that. Let me ask you this, man. What are some of the questions that the scouts are asking you? Because, like, in this type of process, for those of us who've never gone through that, we don't get a chance to hear those types of conversations. So, if they had to ask you, like, why should they draft you? You know, are you getting questions like that? Like, kind of take us a little peep under the tent for what those meetings feel like when you're in there having those intimate conversations with these teams and these scouts.
Oh yeah, I mean, I made a joke with a scout the other day. You know, I told him, I was like, "Dang, man, you an FBI agent, huh?" I mean, that's basically who they are. Like, they're basically FBI agents. Like, they want to know everything about your life. Yeah. You want to know about everything going on in your life, everything that went on in your life. So they basically just learning who you are as a person. So they're gonna ask a lot of personal questions, of course, because they gotta know who they're signing and who they're trying to give thousands or millions of dollars to. Also, yeah, they ask you why should they draft you over certain guys, and you know, of course you'll get them, you know, the competitive answers. But that's all it really is, man. It's just simple, common sense questions and answers, like who you are as a player, your football history, your football background, where you came from. They even, you know, even if you got in trouble, they talk about those things, like, you know. So they really, like I said, it's an FBI agent. Any question you could think of, they're gonna ask you. So, you know, you just gotta be ready to answer like the simple, basic questions.
Outstanding. Well, man, listen, let me ask you this before we get ready to close out. How important is the HBCU Legacy Bowl for the HBCU football?
It's very important because, like I said, they don't really take HBCU football serious. They don't really pay attention to it. They don't tone into it. Okay. So, I mean, we waking them up, man. Like, we got there testing and doing things that guys that they invited to, I would say, the real combine, not even doing or don't do. And, like, we was playing all the way to December, so we ain't had that much time to train. So it's like quick turnaround for us. So I know, like, the JSU guys, like, we had a little bit of training. We did it. We still went out there and show up and show out. We still beat those guys that came from the big political schools and testing. And we ain't even reach our peak yet. So when our real test scores and stuff come out on our pro day, it's gonna be amazing. We're gonna shame a lot of those guys that went to those schools. So this HBCU combine is important. It's just as important as the real combine. Literally, all 32 scouts was there. So we showcased our talent, we showcased our skills. So I mean, I feel like without this, a lot of us probably wouldn't have been noticed, you know, or known. Like, you know, I had a great name for myself. So me personally, I wasn't worrying about, you know, being seen or scouted out, you know, because scouts was reaching out to me when I was at Wofford College. So I already knew I was already on their radar. I just had to keep doing what I was doing. So, but like I said, every guy don't get the glamour or the glory or the blessings to, you know, be scouted or be on the radar. So for us to go out there and, you know, perform the way we did, I feel like, man, pretty sooner or later, that HBCU combine might be bigger than the real one.
I love
or
it.
They probably try to combine it, you know.
I think they should combine it. I mean, I know our previous coach mentioned that, you know, why have separate, you know, but I think what he went on to say, Irv, was like, why not add 5 more extra spots at each position? Why not? You know, you got all the teams there. You got all, you know, I think we had one HBCU
and honestly,
player to
if they go do it that way, let them keep their own, you know, keep it separate. Because 5 spots on each is not enough. Like, I'll be honest, as an HBCU athlete, you shouldn't beg or you shouldn't, you know, what's the word? You shouldn't want to be somewhere that, you know, that you ain't wanted. So, you got the HBCU combine. That's for HBCU football players. Let that culture speak for itself. Like, man, I feel like everybody really having fun and enjoying the HBCU combine and more excited about this one than, you know, the ones coming up. Yeah. 'Cause I forget the real one is next week. Yeah. And this one was buzzing so much. So, like I said, man, like, you know, if they don't combine it the right way, keep it separate. I feel like, you know, You know, they've been keeping a lot of things separate, so, you know, if they say it ain't broke, don't fix it, so don't change it now. You know, so let the HBCU guys keep getting their spotlight, keep getting the, you know, the things they need to get, because I'll say that also, because like I said, politics can be politics. So the guys at Clemson and Alabama, of course, the scouts go pay attention more to them. Even if we is at the real, you know, combine or whatever, they still gonna think and look less of us. So there's no need for, you know, to force the issue to make situations worse for guys or student athletes. Just keep it the way it is, and it's been a blessing so far. I believe this is the 4th year they've done it, and not to be biased, you know, this is what the scouts saying, and this is what everybody else is saying. This is the best HBCU combine they had yet, and they enjoyed yet, and it's actually the most two talented teams they say they had yet. So, like I said, it's a progression and it's growing. So think about 5 years from now where it be, how it's gonna be. Like I said, it's just gonna be as big as the real combine. So I believe it's definitely important. I believe they definitely should keep it around. And a guy like me, an alumni and me of the game, I'll definitely be attentive, and I'll definitely always give my support, and I'll definitely be, you know, around and, you know, give my feedback and support those guys through this, you know, this process, because I'm going through it and I see how it helped me and what it's doing for me. And like I said, like, you know, I had the blessings and the honors of, you know, go places that gave me that notoriety or gave me the option or the chance to, you know, speak to scouts or get in front of scouts, to get on radars. But a lot of guys in the HBCU be balling but never end up on the radar or never get seen or never get scouted. So this is huge, man. I'll be honest, it's huge.
Man, I love all that, man. I don't want to keep you much longer. I got one more thing I do want to touch on before we get ready to go. One big thing that's very important in college football now, that's obviously, is NIL. We had an opportunity to partner with you during the season, man. It was definitely an honor for you to represent the brand. But do me this: speak to how important it is for NIL. I know we have a collective, and we're looking to grow that thing, man. You know, and I know being the largest HBCU collective and wanting to get more Jackson State Tigers to be supportive of it and get more fans to understand the new dynamic. You being a brand ambassador, representing the brand, talk about a little bit about what it was like to represent the brand and what it was able to do for you and what it could do for other student athletes that we'll be able to pour into like we were able to pour into you.
I'll be honest, man. It helped me a lot. I would say, I'll be honest. For me, a guy like me, I got 2 kids, so that's really where all my money in NIL went. I really didn't get too much to enjoy it, and like I know my worth, and like I feel like, you know, a lot of guys, I don't like compare myself to nobody, but a lot of guys out there in organizations, you know, they're not HBCU, so they gonna get the money. They got the money. People gonna pour into them more. They got more support. So you got guys out there who's getting 10,000, don't even have no stats. So it's like 10,000 or more, millions of dollars, and you know they're not even the players that they were supposed to be. So no hate, no shame, but it's just like you got guys in HBCU that's better than these guys that deserve the money, that is, you know, that's going through way hardships and things that they're going through, and we not getting that. So for like a collective like that that's growing, and like I said, everything's a process. So I feel like, you know, the collective, of course, is, you know, it'll get to there to a certain point, but it definitely helped me out. You know, take care, you know, business outside of football, things in, you know, that area that I needed. And like I said, I got 2 kids, so that's mostly where all my money went at. But it definitely helped me out to take care, handle business back home. So I'm appreciative, and yeah, man, we just gotta continue to keep that thing growing.
Man, that's outstanding, bro. I knew that. Give us your kids' ages, man. I know.
My son's 5, my daughter 4.
There it is, man. Well, look, Irv, know you're tired, brother, but man, listen, we appreciate you as always, man. Continue to do your thing. We're here to support you. Once a Tiger, always a Tiger.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you close it out with a message to Tiger Nation, and we're gonna let you get back to your schedule, man.
Tiger born, Tiger bred. When you die, Tiger dead.
Tiger Nation, y'all know who it is, man. Mr. Mulligan. Give Mr. Mulligan the ball, man. G.I. love, go Tigers, baby.